Hey, you know what?
What?
You know who really likes cookies?
Who?
My friend Gemma Henderson. Is Gemma Henderson watching? Hey, Gemma! All right. Okay, so we're gonna make some. How do you make no-bake cookies, Elsie?
I'll show you.
Oh, goody.
But first you gotta wash your hands like I just did.
Oh, okay.
Now we go over to the stove. The ingredients are cocoa powder, vanilla, milk, margarine, peanut butter, and sugar.
Did somebody say cheese?
And by the way,
Oh, it's Francois the Mouse, everybody! Everybody say hi, Francois the Mouse!
Hi, Francois.
Except you.
and also we need oats.
Elsie, what are we making today?
No bake cookies.
What? We're not making cookies? No bake cookies? We're not no bake cookies.
No, Francois the Mouse. Francois the Mouse, we're making cookies, but we're not baking cookies.
Oh,
And
so
we
it's
also need
And then we're taking cookies.
you put it on the stove. You have a pot on the stove, and you put it to 6.
six slices of cheese.
And then you
No,
Then you put in your margarine, and then you stir it around until.
I do not like margarine.
Oh, it's okay.
It's like,
You know, this is a really good recipe to make for Mother's Day because then moms don't really have to work so hard. And it's Mother's Day. How many of you have a mother? I remember my mom. I'll show you a picture right here. And me and my mom, we used to make fast Freddy fritters in the mornings and eat them. And then we also made fast Freddy cookies. But we baked our cookies.
And now you
why is
put.
it called cooking with Fast Freddy? We've only baked this whole time.
I don't know.
Okay, now you put in the sugar.
Sugar! I love sugar.
Jenna!
What?
You need 2 cups.
What? 2 cups of sugar?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a lot of sugar.
That's a heaping handful of cheese.
Now you stir it all up
Stir it all up
with the margarine. That's all
with
melted.
the margarine. Okay, kids, I have a quick quiz for you. How many commandments are there? On the tablets of stone that Moses had, how many commandments were there?
4, 3,
No,
7,
no,
8,
no,
11, no, negative 11, I don't, 4, 12, 6, 8, cheese, I don't know,
There were 10.
10.
Okay.
Okay?
Francois, do you need help opening
I
that?
really need help opening this.
Okay.
Okay, so there was 10 commandments, and one of the commandments, I believe is the 6th one, was honor your mother and father. But this wasn't any ordinary commandment. It had a promise with it. And in Ephesians 6:3, Paul says, if you honor your mother and father, things will go well for you, and you will have a long life on the earth. Let me ask you a question, kids. Do you want to have a long life?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody does. Well, you honor your mother and your father, and that's how you have a long life on the earth. And not only that, but things go well for you. That's what the Bible says. So that's our memory verse for today, Ephesians 6:3. If you honor your mother and father, things will go well for you, and you will have a long life on the earth.
Man, this is some good cheese.
So let's say that together. I'll say it and you repeat it, okay, kids? While Elsie is stirring that.
I'm done.
Oh, okay, we'll do it real quick. Ephesians 6:3.
Ephesians 6, cheese.
If you honor your mother and father,
If you honor your mother and cheese,
things will go well for you.
things will go cheese for you.
And you will have a long life on the earth.
And you'll have a long cheese on the earth.
Somebody's not saying it right, Francois the Mouse.
Okay, now
Who is it?
we add the cocoa
Cocoa.
and the milk. You need 1/4 of cocoa powder, 1/4 cup of a cup, and then 1/2 cup of milk. And then you mix it all up. Mix it.
Francois the Mouse, you gonna eat all that cheese? Well, of course. What a silly question I had. Okay, this is how our song is going to go. It's going to go like this. Are you ready?
Ready.
Ephesians 6:3.
Ephesians 6:3.
If you honor your mother and father,
If you honor your mother and
father,
things will go well for you,
things
will go well for you.
and you will have
And you will have
a long life on the earth.
a long life on the earth.
Good job. Where'd you
Yay!
go, kids? Where'd you
We
go?
did it!
All right.
And
Some cheese.
flavoring. You have to use vanilla,
Vanilla.
and let's use the cap and do 2 capfuls.
2 capfuls of cheese.
Did you say 2 cats? 2 cats?
2 cats!
Then you take peanut butter and then you pour it into the bowl.
Is the pot hot?
Yes.
Pour that peanut butter. I like that peanut butter. Everyone, peanut butter.
So say if you touch the pot,
You would burn your little hand.
I would burn my little hand. Oh man, I don't want to burn my little hand.
You won't burn your hand, Francois the Mouse.
As long as
You
you
have paws.
Then you have
You
to
are so
put in 3 cups of oats.
Oats.
Oats. O'Reilly's.
Now
Oh, jeez.
No shameful plugs for your businesses. All right, boy, I can almost taste those no bake cookies.
Now, you get a pan and you can put aluminum, you put foil on it like this.
Aluminum foil.
Then take your pot, hey,
You got to put your pot on something so it doesn't burn the tablecloth.
probably, no, you put it on.
So, what would happen if I touched that pan? Would I burn my little paws?
Actually, it's cooler,
Ooh.
but it's still kind of hot. I know.
It's still kind of.
Don't touch the pan, kids. Get your mom to help you.
So, like, if I touched it,
It would still hurt
it
a
would
little.
still burn my hands. Oh my gosh!
Oh, Francois.
Oh, my hand! It's gone!
No. Look.
Francois the Mouse, you're so silly.
It's still there.
You're such a silly
Oh
mouse.
my laddie! Oh, I thought my hand was gone.
What? How many languages how many accents do you have? Now you need to take them.
Take what?
You need to take the batter type stuff, the cookies,
Mhm.
and then you need to put them on the pan.
Ooh, put them on the pan.
You need to put them on the pan.
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 Put them on the pan. Put them on the pan. Put them on the pan. Put the cookies on the pan. Hey, Elsie!
Yeah?
Is there anything else we need to know about these no-bake cookies?
Oh, yeah. They're not done yet.
Oh, yeah.
See, they're called no-bake cookies, but they're still not solid.
Oh.
So now once you're
still
done
not
putting
solid.
them all over the pan,
Uh-huh.
you take them.
You take them. Hey, we need some help over here.
And you put them in the freezer.
Put them
In the freezer?
Then you put them freezer.
Okay, so after they're done in the freezer, you can eat them, Elsie?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Oh, fantastic. Okay, well, that's good because we've run out of time for Cooking with Fast Break today. Want to thank Elsie for making our no-bake cookies, Francois the Mouse, and of course,
Mike
Neil
Francois,
for doing the
Mouse.
videoing.
So-
All right. So, I want to remind you of our memory verse today. Everybody say Ephesians 6:3.
Ephesians 6:3.
If you honor your mother and father,
If you honor your mother and father,
things will go well for you.
things will go well for you.
And you will have a long life on the earth.
And you will have a long life on you.
Happy Mother's Day. We'll see you next time. All right. Good morning, Trinity Praise Station kids. Happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. We're going to do a couple of songs. Now, a lot of you know that there is a commandment in the 10 Commandments that says honor your father and your mother. So we're going to be talking about that today. On Mother's Day, honoring your mother and your father. Talk about fathers on Father's Day. Today is Mother's Day. So honor your mother. There's 10 commandments. Do you know that? How many of you know what they all are? Jesus said there was one commandment that was greater than all those 10. Do you know what that one is? Then he said there was another one that was just like the first one. Do you know what that one is? Well, we're going to do a song that'll teach you all the 10 commandments, plus the most important commandment, plus the commandment that is just like it. All right? You shall have no other gods before me. Don't bow before any other god. You shall not make for yourself any worthless idols. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. This is sign language for Lord, you know it? Yep. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Here we go. Honor your father and your mother. Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. You shall not murder. So while you're honoring your father and your mother, don't murder anybody. Sound good? You shall not commit adultery. You don't know what adultery is? Good. You shall not steal. How many of you ever wanted to have something that your brother or your sister had? They wouldn't let you play with it. Ooh, you wanted to steal it. Shall not steal. You shall not tell lies about your neighbor. You can point to somebody because they're your neighbor. You shall not envy. So if your brother or your sister has something that you really, really want, you shouldn't envy them or covet what they have. But there is one commandment that is greater than the 10. You should love the Lord your God with all your heart and soul and mind and strength. And love your neighbor as yourself. This is the greatest law we have. But don't forget the other 10. When you say 10, you gotta say it real loud. The other 10. All right. And the Robettes, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself any worthless idols. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Honor your father and mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not tell lies about your neighbor. You shall not envy. But there is one commandment greater than the 10. You should love the Lord your God with all your heart and soul and mind and strength. And love your neighbor as yourself. This is the greatest law we have, but don't forget the other 10. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself any worthless idols. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Honor your father and mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not tell lies about your neighbor.
We got a little out there.
You shall not envy. But there is one commandment greater than the 10. You should love the Lord your God with all your heart and soul and mind and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. This is the greatest law we have, but don't forget the other 10. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself any worthless idols. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Honor your father and mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not tell lies about your neighbor. You shall not envy.
All right, very good. Okay, it's 10 Commandments plus one song. We're not ready yet. So we're going to do another song. We're going to come into the holy place. How many of you know even in your home can still be a holy place when the Holy Spirit is with you? Bible says wherever 2 or 3 people are gathered together, He is in your midst with you. Or wherever 2 or 3 are gathered in your name, right? So your house can be a holy place. So we're going to sing Come Into the Holy Place. And it goes like this. We go, come into the holy place. It's like you're calling people. Hey, 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 everybody. Come to the holy place. Worship the Father. Okay? Going up to God. Now we look into His face. Worship no other. Okay? And we do that twice. And then we're going to kind of walk like, let's pretend like we're walking along the sandy beach. Some people don't like sand because it's coarse and it's rough, gets everywhere. But we like to walk on the beach, walking with Jesus. So we're just going to walk and say, boldly we come into His presence. Because of Jesus, His blood has saved us. We'll lift up our hands, dries away our tears. We will dance and sing before Him, for He is here. And then the second part goes, we love Him because He first loved us. We love Him. It's Him we trust. Okay? So let's all sing that together. It's a beautiful song. Want to encourage you just to worship Jesus with us while we're singing this song. Here we go.
Are coming.
Here we go. Come into the holy place.
Come into the holy place. Worship the Father. Now we look into His face. Worship no other.
Come into the holy place.
Come into the holy place. Worship the Father. Now we look into His face. Worship no other.
Boldly we come.
Boldly we come into His presence. Because of Jesus, His blood has saved us. We will lift up our hands. He dries away our tears. We will dance and sing before Him, for He is here. Come into the holy place. Worship the Father. Now Worship the Father. Now we look into His face. Worship no other.
We love Him.
We love Him because He first loved us. We love Him, and it's Him we trust. Come into the holy place. Worship the Father. Now we look into His face. Worship no other.
Come into the holy place.
Come into the holy place. Worship the Father. Now we look into His face. Worship no other.
I'm going to say worship and you repeat after me. Here we go.
Worship, 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 worship.
Everybody.
Ooh, the Father, worship, 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 worship. Ooh, the Father, oh, yo, yo, oh, yo, yo, oh, yo, 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 oh, yo, yo,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, yo, yo, oh, yo, 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 yo. Worship, 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 worship.
Sing it.
Worship. Ooh, the Father, worship, 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 worship. Ooh, the Father, worship, 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 worship. Ooh, the Father, worship, 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 worship.
All right. Well, happy Mother's Day. We love you, kids. God bless you. See you next time.
I'm Mr. Zach, and I'm a balloon artist. And I've been asked to tell a story to you using my balloons from a very good book, the Bible. So before I begin to tell the story, I'm going to make a few balloon creations to help me tell the story. And I also have a friend with me, Allie, and she's going to listen to our story and help me act the story out using the balloons. So first I'm going to make a character for my story, which will be a secret until I tell the story. So first, we're going to do a balloon like that and blow her hair, because that's very necessary when you do balloons. All right. Did you like that? Mm-hmm. It was very air conditioning. Okay. So first, we're going to make my person's head. Now, because I'm doing this super fast, it may not look exactly like a head, but you can do this camera operator, you can do a close-up. So it'll gotta be a character. He has a very lumpy head. All right, and then we're going to do this character's arms and this character's legs. And I'll walk it out. And to finish up with the second arm. So, he has a head, 2 arms, and 2 legs. Then, I like to use markers, so I got these Sharpie markers. They're really good. And we can put hair, we're going to put a twiggy hair on top of his hair, twiggy hair.
Twiggy hair.
Well, you know, there's all the barbershops were closed, just like they are right now. So,
Twiggy hair.
and then we're going to put our person, give him some eyes, and then we're going to make him like this person is talking. It's just a squeaky bang. A squeaky bang. There, he's talking. No.
Can I see?
Okay. Yeah, sure. And then I'm going to give him a collar.
What's a collar?
Sort of like on my shirt.
Oh.
Yeah. So we'll do that, and then we'll put some pockets. All right. So maybe he's like business casual. Yeah, it was not, a real strict dress code back then on those days in the Bible. All right. Okay, so we got our person. Okay, great art. Now you may hold our person. Yeah, business casual. Now, I'm going to make another thing, and then you're going to guess what it is as I make it. And as you think about what you think it is, you just tell me what you think it is when I make it. You can get guesses starting now. What am I making?
Fish.
Man, you nailed it.
Yeah, fishy. It's a fishy.
Well, I could stop there and make a fish. Also like lips. Hello, how are you? Okay, but I'm not. I'm going to go further. What? So it's also now like a football. Put your hand up like this. Thank you. Now hold on to that. I'm not done yet. I got to do the fishy tail.
Fishy tail.
Okay? So let's first do a fishy tail. And what I do is, I'm not going into great detail because you'll be here all day watching this. And that won't hurt. That won't help you. You'll go to sleep before you finish it.
I'm not gonna go to sleep.
You might if I take too long.
No,
Okay.
Mom. I never rush.
So then, what we're going to do is we're going to take, I'm going to steal it from you. And we're going to put the fishy tail on the fishy.
How about a fishy tail? It does not look like a fishy tail.
Not yet. Okay.
There we go. That looks sort of like a fishy.
Okay, and then I got a green balloon. And
what are you going to do with this fishy eyes?
right here, these are the fishy eyes.
Oh, the fishy eye.
That's right.
Fishy eye.
So then, we take it, boom,
Fishy eye.
boom, we got fishy eyes.
That looks weird, right?
And then we're going to put fishy pupils. Kind of like what you have in a school. Okay, we got eyes. Okay, colors little pupils in and eyes. Okay, so then we have a fishy. And then he's going to have a very big mouth.
A very big mouth.
Very big mouth.
Ew.
And maybe some teeth.
Ew.
Well, he's got to eat something.
Oh, yeah.
Got to have the teeth.
Yeah.
Kind of like your brother, he's getting teeth, isn't he? Okay, so there we have our fish. Okay, now you're going to hold the fish and you keep it down by your feet, okay, until I get to that part, okay? Actually, just put this right here on your foot, okay? Just leave it there. And then you're going to hold this with your hands. Hold this with your hands, and then I'll say, I need the fish. And then when I say, I need the fish, that's when you break it out, okay? Okay, so we're ready to tell the story. Are you ready? Okay, now we're ready to tell the story. So, there once was a man named Jonah, and he was asked by God to go to a place called Nineveh. Now, Nineveh had some very bad people, and they were doing very bad things. Not really good things. I won't go into details there, but they were not making God happy. And God said to save them because I'm going to wipe them out, and they will be no more. But I want to warn them. So I want you, Jonah, to go to Nineveh and tell them. Like that. Well, guess what? Jonah did not want to. No. So he ran away. And he jumped on a boat. And he rowed the boat. And the waves started getting higher and higher and higher. And the captain of the ship said, "What have you done? Your God is mad at me. You must do something about this." And Jonah said, "I think I know why. I probably just need to be tossed off the boat." So, all things happened. He was tossed off the boat. Boo! And the ship got really calm and sailed away. Now, Jonah's underwater, and there was this fish. He was called Big Fish. And Big Fish came down, and he, guess what? He ate Jonah. So here's Jonah. he's swimming, and whoop. Oh my goodness, he's inside the fish.
How do you do it?
Now you hold the fish and make him go up and down like he's swimming. So the fish was swimming, whoa, and he swam for 3 days. And finally, guess what he did? He spat him out. So grab Jonah.
Come on. Oh, Jonah.
Boom.
You're stuck.
And he swam away. Boop. And there's Jonah. He's alive and he's on land. This will be our beach. Okay? So he lands on the beach and he lands and he goes to Nineveh and he talks to the Ninevites. Here's the Ninevites, extreme close up. So the Ninevites listened to Jonah as Jonah spoke in his business casual suit. And they repented of their sins. That means they said, I'm sorry. And they walked away from their sin, meaning they didn't do it anymore. And it made God really happy, and it saved their city, Nineveh. And that's basically the end of the story. So now I want to ask you a question, Allie. When God asks you to do something, and he makes you know that you're doing something wrong, and he asks you to do something like, hey, will you say you're sorry for what you did wrong? What do you tell God?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and does he listen?
Yeah.
Every time. So that's all we have to do. When we do something bad, all we have to do is say, I'm sorry. And we can do that because guess who made that possible? The way we say our sorry, we say we're asking forgiveness for our sins, and then Jesus was the one who made us get connection with God again. So now we don't have to put a bull on a fire or anything like that, barbecue, to ask for sins. Nope. We just ask them and we say we're sorry. And the Ninevites, it was good for them, and it'll be good for you too. And that's the end of the story. Thanks for stopping by, guys.
Hey kids, Miss Laura here. Hope you're having a great day. Good to see you. Today I've made some Mother's Day crafts. As you know, it's Mother's Day, and I thought maybe you might like to make some too for your mom. So you may want to have some of these items available. Get them out. We've prepared you and your parents in advance to have maybe cups, some cupcake papers, scissors and glue, tape, a pencil, some pipe cleaners, maybe some straws, stickers, something to color with, markers, crayons, or colored pencils will do, and some random paints. So the first craft I've made is just an easy one. If you have a straw available and you happen to have a green one, or a white one with a green stripe, this is kind of fun. You can get a sheet of construction paper, cut a piece of straw, tape it to your construction paper, and then I made a flower with a heart inside. You can make any kind of inside that you want, but what I did was take a pencil and I just drew on a sheet of paper a flower, and then I cut it out. And I glued with a glue stick. Glue stick I like more. I think your parents like that too because it's not as messy, but you can use whatever you have. You can glue on the flower, and then you could either do a circle inside or heart shape, whatever you like. And I wrote, I heart you. And I also cut out some leaves, as you can see, with some green construction paper if you have green. So that's the first one. Another idea would be to make a flower bush out of your hand. So you take your hand on a sheet of construction paper, and then I'm upside down, but you can tell. You just trace around your fingers. Be careful to hold your hand very still. Then you cut your hand out, and you glue that down on a sheet of construction paper. Then you can cut out some more flowers and glue them on top, and now you've got a cute little flower bush, and it says Happy Mother's Day. Now I only had half sheets of construction paper, but if you have a full sheet and you want to make a card, you can fold it in half, and so you can open up like I did with this one. This card, I only had half sheets, so I actually taped them together. You can see that. But if you had a full sheet, you would just fold it in half, and you can have the front of a card and the inside of a card that you can make. And so for this card, all I took was a brightly colored cupcake paper, and I put it so that the white side was down. I glued it, and then I just made a few cuts to kind of make it spread and lay down well. And again, you can cut out some green construction paper. Here I made the stem and the leaves. And if you have stickers, you can add some stickers to it and just get creative. So there's three fun ideas for cards that you could make, or just a little paper for Mother's Day. If you want to get a little more creative, let's see, what do we have here? You can make a bouquet of flowers with cupcake papers. And so all I did for these was I took a cup, and then you can take a pencil or a pen and poke a few holes down into your cup, as many flowers as you're going to make. If you have a green pipe cleaner, use a green one, or if you don't, you could also use any color really. The darker the better, I guess, to make it look like a stem. But what you want to do is take 2 cupcake papers, and then you want to put them together. Let me see, how did I do that? I think I flipped one side so that the 2 white sides are touching. See that? So you've got a double layer. Then you take your pipe cleaner, poke it through both cupcake pages, and then pinch the end so it doesn't fall off. See that? I just pinched the tip. You can also pinch it on the other side if you want to. Just kind of fold it a little bit, kind of pinch it under there to keep it from falling. And then you will probably need to cut, depending on how big your cupcake, or excuse me, your styrofoam or paper cup is, you may have to cut your pipe cleaner. So you put it in one of the holes that you made, and if it's too long, you can either cut it or you can just totally bend it in half, or bend it as much up as you need. And so here's one I've already finished. You can decorate your cup with stickers, you can use markers, crayons, whatever, and just kind of decorate your cup. And here I've used pink and orange cupcake papers, and it looks like a little bouquet. Let's see, what do we want to do next? How about for you big kids? Or younger kids, if you want to get an older brother or sister or a dad to help you. How would you like to give your mom a bouquet of flowers for Mother's Day? All homemade. Well, let me get my supplies here. I'm just going to put these cards over here out of the way. And so here's some I've already made. Aren't they cute? So what you need to do is another half sheet of paper. Trace your left, well, this is your left, guys. This is your left, this is your right. You want to trace your left hand if you're right-handed. So you trace your hand, like I showed you before, and then you're going to cut it out so that it looks like this. Okay, with your thumb on the left side. Just like that. And so all you have to do is, you need a green pipe cleaner again. I'm going to borrow the one that I just used to make our little cupcake flower. I'm going to borrow that back. There you go. And so you need a green pipe cleaner, or again, if you don't have green, you just have a darker color you want to use, that's fine. But green looks like a real stem. And you take a little bit of yellow pipe cleaner, and you go down about this much. It's about an inch or so. I don't know if you know your inches and feet yet from school, but that's about, maybe your pinky, half of your pinky finger, depending on how big you are. But as you can see, about maybe that's this much, and there's no perfect answer there, no right or wrong. But what we're going to do is just start where we think maybe some pollen might be on the end of the stem of the flower, and you're just going to wrap your yellow around the tip of your green, like that. Okay, so then it looks like there's pollen on your pipe cleaner. Okay, like this. So once you have your yellow wrapped around the tip of your pipe cleaner, just put it down, go back to your hand. Okay, and so you're going to take your glue stick, and just below your pinky, make sure you don't go up into the finger, just below the pinky you're going to draw a line. Make sure you get lots of thick glue there. And you're going to put a thick line of glue below the pinky. Next, you're going to take your green pipe cleaner with the yellow pollen, and you're going to put it right here in between your thumb and the next finger, which is called your index finger. If you don't know that, your pointer finger is called your index finger. So you put your pipe cleaner just like that. And then you're going to roll. You're going to roll from the thumb. I'm doing this upside down, so hopefully you can follow me here. You just roll it toward that glue that you smeared below the pinky. Just keep rolling it. Oh, you know what? I forgot to tell you the first step. That's okay. Do over. We forgot to curl the fingers. That's the most important part. The first thing you do after you cut out your hand, okay? Forget anything I taught you about except for the pipe cleaner. You know how to make the pipe cleaner with the pollen. But with your hand, what you want to do first is, before you did any of that glue, is take a pair of scissors, and you might need help from a parent or an older brother or sister, but you put your thumb on the construction finger thumb, and then you put your scissors behind it. And what you're going to do is scrape it. If you've ever wrapped a birthday present, you know how to use curling paper like this, or curling ribbon. You can curl ribbon the same way. So you put the edge of the scissors behind the finger, and then you hold it with your real finger, and you just scrape the finger so that it curls. See how it curls down? And then you just have to be careful that you don't rip the paper. See how it's curling like that? Just like you would with curling ribbon, making a pretty bow. So you do that with all 5 fingers. Now we've got real curly fingers, see that? And if it doesn't curl enough, you can go back and do it a little bit more. Make it a little extra curly. Okay, now we can go back to putting the stem inside the hand. Okay, so that was the first thing we did, was trace the hand, then curl the fingers. And then make your, you can do this at any point. You could do it first if you wanted to. Make your stem with the pollen. Put your stem with the pollen right between the thumb and the index finger, and you roll it toward that strip. Oh yeah, we put the strip of glue there. Roll it toward the strip of glue. Okay, now you've already curled your flower. Your fingers are the petals to the flower. Can you see that? And you can make just one, or you can make a whole bunch of them like I did. I have all these already made, and you can do them in different colors. These are all my hand that I cut out, so you'll have to trace your hand that many times. I made 6 because a lot of times a bunch of flowers will be in numbers like 6. So here I have pink and purple. You can put them all together with your stems. And then you can take any color ribbon that you have. It can be curling ribbon like this. It could be fabric ribbon. But you just take it and you wrap it around your stems, tie it in a bow. If you don't know how to tie a bow, you cross them, go under, tighten it down, then you make one loop, with this string. Go around your fingers in the loop. Push it through. And tighten. And there you have it. A bouquet of flowers for Mom. Happy Mother's Day. Now we have one last craft I saved till the end because it has paint. So if your parents or your dad, because Mom doesn't know about this. So if you have a plate, I didn't have a paper plate, I had just a bowl, but that'll work too. Or a regular plate you can always wash with soap and water, but what I did here was I made a coffee mug. You could make it, pretend it's a teacup or a tea mug if your mom's a tea drinker. But to draw that, you're going to make 2 straight lines going down to the edge of your paper. And you can go pretty far because you're making a mug. Mugs are pretty wide, aren't they? Okay. Once you do that, then you're going to make not a straight line to connect them. You're going to make one that's a little bit curved because coffee cups are round at the top. So once you've made your rounded edge, then you're going to go to the top edge of that line again and connect to the other way, curving the other way. Like that. See how that looks like a coffee mug? And then to make the handle, you would just make the letter C. Go from the top, around, curve around, and then touch the other side of the mug. And then you can do it again a little bit smaller. Just like that. See how it looks like the one that I made here? And then you can color it in. I wrote Happy Mother's Day on there. If you have a green marker, crayon, or colored pencil, you just make some lines coming up out of the mug. And that's going to be for your flowers. Here's where the paint comes in. Shake, shake, shake. Shake up any color paint. You can use multiple colors. I did a couple of orange already, but we're going to use our fingers for this. I'm just going to do yellow right now. Squeeze a little bit there. Maybe I might do one more. How about this dark purple? Just a little bit. Dot, dot, not a lot. My mom always used to say. So, if you can see, I just put two little bits of paint there. I'm going to dip my finger. You can use any finger you want. It could be your thumb or any of your other fingers. And so let's see if I can do it upside down so you can see it well. You're just going to, at the very top of your stem, you're just going to put your finger that was dipped in paint. So you're making fingerprint flowers. Let me try a purple one. You can make them a little sideways. You can make them straight up and down. The more paint you use, the thicker and the darker your flower is going to be. The less paint you use, the more you're going to see your fingerprint in the flower, which you might want. So I'm going to make my last one yellow. And there you have it. A Mother's Day bouquet with paint and your drawing on a sheet of paper. So I hope you enjoyed those crafts. Hope you'll try them out and make something for your mom today. Hope you have a great week, kids. Love you. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.